right, so today we're doing a deep dive that I think a lot of you are going to find pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about CarryMinati.
CarryMinati, yeah.
Indian YouTube star.
Huge.
Massive following.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys wanted to know more about him, so that's what we're going to be diving into today.
Absolutely. So what we're looking at today is how this guy went from basically making videos in his bedroom to starring in Bollywood films.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, like when you lay it all out like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just about like him becoming famous. It's like this whole story of how online content creation exploded in India, and he's right there in the middle of it.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that he started making videos when he was 10.
10 years old.
Back in 2010.
Wow.
I mean, 2010, that's like ancient history for YouTube, right?
Seriously, YouTube was like the Wild West back then.
And his first channel was called Stealth Fears.
Stealth Fears.
Like, you can't get more early YouTube than that.
Hey, it's so perfect, though. You know what I mean? Like, even back then, you can see the CarryMinati we know today starting to emerge.
Oh, totally.
He was, like, mimicking all these popular gaming YouTubers, trying to find his own voice. And you can just tell, even as a kid, he was drawn to that creative freedom that videos gave him.
Yeah, and speaking of names, he didn't start with CarryMinati. There was a period where he went by Carry Diol.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and he would do these hilarious impressions of Sunny Diol.
No way.
While playing Counter-Strike.
Get out!
I know. Talk about range, right?
That's amazing, though. When you think about it, it was like pure genius. He tapped into these things that everyone in India loves, Bollywood parodies, gaming, and just made it his own. Right. It's like that humor, that relatability, that whole I'm just like you vibe. Yeah. It's everywhere in his later stuff, and it's a big reason why he blew up.
Totally, and by 2016, his roast videos were everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Taking over YouTube India.
A man is a roast master.
There's just this energy to them, you know, the way he mixes Hindi and English, the facial expressions. It's like stand-up comedy for the internet age.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's not just the jokes. It's that he was tapping into what everyone was already talking about, you know, trends, hypocrisy, all the stuff that really gets under people's skin.
Right.
But he did it through this really smart comedic lens. You know?
Totally. And this is all happening while the internet in India is exploding.
Oh.
He becomes the voice of this whole generation that's just finding its footing online.
100%.
And then you have YouTube versus TikTok.
Yeah.
The end. Which wasn't just a video, it was an event.
It was massive. Like, everyone was talking about it.
It was a phenomenon.
And you have to remember, there was already this tension between the YouTube and TikTok communities, right?
Oh, huge.
And then CarryMinati comes in with that signature wit of his and just throws down the gauntlet.
It was wild. Millions of views, like overnight.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
But then YouTube takes it down.
Oh, right. Because of the harassment thing?
Yeah, citing harassment policies, and suddenly everyone's talking about censorship, online ethics.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
It was like this national debate.
I mean, it really was.
It brought up all these really important questions about online platforms, you know? Like, where do you draw the line between satire and harassment? How do you deal with these different cultures and how they approach content moderation? I mean, look it or not, CarryMinati became the face of some really complicated issues.
He did.
Yeah.
And his response,
Well, they do.
He drops a diss track called Yelgar.
Oh, man, classic CarryMinati.
Which, by the way, means attack in Hindi.
No way! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, talk about a power move.
Seriously, though, that's incredible.
The song blew up, of course.
We had to.
But what's interesting is that he uses it to address the controversy head on.
Oh, really?
He owns his creative choices.
Interesting.
And it just solidifies this image of him as this fearless, maybe even a little rebellious figure.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ironic because despite all that online bravado, he's super private about his personal life.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know he's close with his family. His brother, Wiley Frenzy, actually produces a lot of his music, which I think is really cool.
That's awesome. I love when siblings can work together like that.
Right. And I actually think that's part of why he's so relatable.
That's so.
Because online, he's this larger-than-life persona, but behind it all, he's a real person dealing with real stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
Makes sense.
I mean, he's even talked about struggling with anxiety and panic attacks and the pressure of having millions of people watching your every move.
Yeah, no, I get fame is a double-edged sword for sure.
It is, and it's a good reminder that behind the screens, we're all just human. You know,
absolutely.
Even if we don't have millions of subscribers.
Absolutely.
At least not yet, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But seriously, though, it's actually amazing when you think about it. This is someone who's openly talked about his struggles with anxiety, and yet he still puts himself out there, pushes boundaries, even breaks into Bollywood.
Yeah, and we're not talking about some tiny cameo appearance either.
Yeah.
He's sharing the screen with legends like Amitabh Bachchan in Mayday.
Wow.
Which just goes to show you that his appeal goes way beyond the internet.
He's not just a YouTuber anymore. He's a full-blown entertainer.
Exactly. He's multi-talented.
Totally.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, what can't this guy do? I mean, he's already achieved so much, but you get this feeling that he's just getting started, you know?
Right. Like, what's next for CarryMinati? Well, one thing's for sure.
You know, when you really look at it, CarryMinati kind of breaks the mold when it comes to that whole influencer label. It's like he's gone way beyond that. I mean, you think about it, this is someone who sparked nationwide conversations about free speech online. We're talking about the digital age here.
It's huge.
Exactly. And he highlighted how tricky it can be to navigate that line between satire and online harassment. I mean, you could practically teach a whole class on this stuff just based on his career.
And on top of all that, he's running another channel too, Carry I Live.
Oh, yeah. I love that channel.
Where he just gets to be a gamer, you know? Like, hanging out with his fans.
It's like a whole other side of him.
It is, and it's massive.
Oh, totally. But it just goes to show you that at the end of the day, he's a gamer at heart.
Yeah.
That's where he started, and it really comes through in everything he does.
You know, it's funny you should say started, because when I watch Carry I Live, after watching his roast videos, it's like seeing a whole different person.
Totally. It's like you get to see behind the curtain a bit.
Exactly. It's like a more unfiltered version of him. The humor's still there, that competitive spirit.
Yeah.
He's just himself. You know?
Right, and you can really feel that connection with his audience. It's genuine.
It is. You see those clips of him reacting to donations or goofing off with people while he's playing, and it just hits different than the really polished roast videos.
I get that it's more personal.
Way more.
And I think that authenticity is really what resonates with people. It's like you have this larger-than-life persona online, but then you see those glimpses of the real person behind it all, and it just works.
And it's definitely working. Millions of subscribers on both channels, awards left and right. He even got the Forbes India 30, under 30.
Yeah, he's built an empire.
A digital empire, for sure. And he's not afraid to experiment either. I mean, we talked about the diss tracks, but he's also done original music soundtracks. Is there anything this guy can't do?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it shows how well he understands where things are going with media these days. He gets it.
What do you mean?
Like, he's not just making content, he's crafting an experience, you know? Music, gaming, social commentary, it's all connected. It's all part of this big brand that keeps his audience engaged and coming back for more.
He's like a one-man entertainment industry.
Basically. And he's pushing the boundaries of what it even means to be a creator in the digital age. He's not just following trends, he's making them.
And you have to remember, he's doing all of this while representing a whole generation of people who are challenging the status quo. They're redefining what entertainment looks like.
Okay.
And they want authenticity. They don't want fake. They want real. And I think that's what CarryMinati gives them.
Absolutely. And what's amazing is that he's found a way to be both. You know, he's this huge personality, but he's also relatable. And that's a really hard balance to strike.
It is. And it makes you think about what it all means for the future of content creation. Yeah. Where do we go from here? What happens next? It's crazy to think he's come this far from like those early videos to now like he's actually shaping how people think about stuff online.
And it goes back to what you're saying about that whole YouTube versus TikTok thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you agreed with the video or not, it got people talking.
Big time.
Like that one video sparked this huge national conversation about what's okay online, who gets to make the rules, how do we handle free speech in this digital world. It was huge.
Yeah, he didn't just make a video. He made people think about things.
Exactly. It's like he accidentally started this whole masterclass in digital responsibility.
Seriously, though, you could probably teach a whole college course on this stuff.
I bet they already are somewhere.
Right. And it just goes to show you the power of the internet.
100%. Like, it doesn't matter where you come from anymore. Anyone with talent, hard work, and a good sense of what people want to see can make it big.
I mean, look at him. He went from doing video game impressions in his bedroom to being in movies with some of the biggest names in Bollywood.
It's unbelievable.
Makes you wonder what he's going to do next.
Yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit, right? Global empire? Politics? Who knows?
Hopefully more awesome videos.
That too, for sure. But I think that's what's so exciting about CarryMinati. His story is still being written.
He's making the rules up as he goes.
And he's showing everyone else what's possible.
Yeah.
It's inspiring, honestly.
It is. So next time you hear that name, CarryMinati, remember, you're not just watching some guy on YouTube. You're watching a cultural phenomenon.
This guy's changing the game right in front of our eyes, and that's something worth paying attention to.
Absolutely. It's been great diving into this with you today.
Likewise.
And for everyone at home, make sure to check out the next deep dive. We'll be tackling another trending topic. You won't want to miss it.